All right, everyone, welcome again and welcome to All in All United. And you will realize that we have a star-studded panel this evening. And we thought it fit because considering the kind of performance and the display from the Man United team today, myself and Nico, we thought we had to, up we game as well. So on the inside, the normal fire marshal, and he have prodigal son because he was real firing down Oli. So we just know we'll get time to repent. Don't worry, don't worry. But we want to welcome, Nick, and a lot of you in the comments will know him as Nicholas Ramda. So Nico, Nicholas inside, welcome. Say something to the people now. Nick.
Nicholas Ramda, so many comments. Long time. We are a long time United fan. So I'm ready. Let's go.
Nice. And Richard on the inside early o'clock. You all see that, Marcel? What's that?
He started early, but he started early.
No, but I was a class. I'll look at Marcel.
Fight my cousin. I talk to you while don't fight my cousin.
Jerry Fire Marshall,
Which was on the he said it was on the other side of the pitch though. Yeah, watch me, the man was doing what he needed to do. You know if that ball went across and Marcel didn't attempt. Or that talk as a lazy talk and thing, oh he lazy, he was supposed to jump and go defensive.
Yeah,
He's
exactly.
my boy now. He's my boy.
As a goalkeeper who played football at a professional level, it was just the pro league in China, but you play professionally. I all prefer our own goal. My defenders trying to cut out a ball and let it pass and the next team scoring. I can live with that. So, I have no problem with him. He was trying to do his job. It didn't work out the way we were expecting, but I can't afford effort.
Yeah.
And besides, I bias like my cousin.
Yeah.
Right.
I agree.
So guys,
I don't blame him at all.
we had a real good game today. We don't want to get. It's important to enjoy the moment, but this is just the start of a very, very torrid run in terms of fixtures. But Oli and his boys continue to show that fitness probably was an issue, and as we see the guys coming back to that the levels in terms of fitness and sharpness, we see the quality starting to show once again. Hey Davian, good night. We see the quality starting to show once again. So I think we're in good stead right now going into this tough running. We don't want to get carried away, guys. But at the same time, we want to appreciate the spectacle that we saw today. We want to commend. I don't think we could select a man of the match earlier, and that's a good thing. At least as far as I'm thinking.
Or difficult to even pin out somebody who didn't perform to put in.
Yeah.
No, I don't think we could do that.
But I told you my match was obvious. All Gunners was tired.
You can take that.
When you go wrong,
Very true.
we
Very
beat
true.
him. When you go right, I get it on the line just to hear these praises. All he had the wheel, and he got his tactics right tonight. He got the players playing what we need to do. Or probably our
Very
next
true.
person we could probably it has man the match could be Maguire's tie. Must that he pull up and he didn't play today, but that and I'll talk for another time.
No, and very good point. Very good point.
And before I forget, I must congratulate Oli and Woodward, whoever it was. We finally get a Brazilian from Brazil, boy. My God. We finally get a Brazilian. Not just the passport, like he ready to play Brazil for years and ages.
Fred look good. Fred look good today too. So Fred look like a Brazilian today. Fred look like a Brazilian today.
Talk now.
No.
Fred played well today. But don't tell me look at Brazilian. Don't do Brazil football.
I love your wicked column.
Your wicked column. Oh gosh.
Fred look at Brazilian today?
What? Yes. You saw composer man was on the ball turning, making some nice
pass. Very well.
You had an excellent game.
Listen, let me go for it. Let me enjoy the moment. Because boy.
Nah, because
right now, I want to call Gary Griffith for a criminal to say Fred look like a Brazilian today, but let me move on.
Hey.
Hey, Premium, welcome, man. He said them crosses from the Brazilian. Yeah.
Brazil.
And
Yeah, but Maguire might do something with them crosses. Well, on corners, because he on corners, Maguire might you know, have a feel there.
But yo, I was surprised
Pay
to
one, he
see
might pay one, he
our,
might pay
how
one.
our corners were actually looking like threatening.
Yeah,
Actually looking
exactly.
threatening. I haven't seen our corners look threatening for the longest while.
Brazil.
Yeah, I had to give credit to nobody, even when Tellez came off and Bruno had to put him in, we were threatening the goal. This
Well,
never
remember
Yeah.
if you follow history,
It really was a
Brazil
good buy.
was colonized by Portuguese, so the connection is there. You understand? The only thing we really is to book more Fred, not a Brazilian. I need to book. Well, move on again.
All right, so what we want to do now is we want to, have general thoughts on the game. So I want to start with Nick. Give us your general thoughts on the game, and then we go move along. But before you go ahead, Nick, I just want to get Richard inside. I think they're going to name Park the Prince MBE. Yeah, Nick. So go ahead, tell us, give us some of your views on the game.
Yeah. I think, well, for me, I wasn't surprised that they played the 5-2. I think we needed to play 5-2. But then I also feel like maybe we were overestimating PSG a little bit, maybe. I think that we looked very industrious in the 5-3-2. You all know how I personally feel about Maguire already. So you all know I was smiling from ear to ear from the time I heard Maguire wasn't playing. And the performance we got from the back five, or the back three specifically, was exactly what I expected. You understand? Like, for me, as I was saying earlier, for me, Lindelof looked comfortable in his position. He looked like a man that know he don't have to play for two players. He looked like a man that know I just have to do my work, and that is it. You understand? Like, to the point where you didn't really see Lindelof till you needed to see Lindelof. Even when I was looking at the highlights, you didn't see Lindelof till you needed to see Lindelof, and Lindelof was making some really good interceptions. You understand? Overall, I think the team played a really good, like, even after going down 1-1, and then we had to hold on for that. Where, like, after conceding our own goal, like, PSG was really gunning at it. Even then, I felt like we really played like around each other. I don't know if that is also due to Maguire not playing and not having the captaincy, and Bruno having the captaincy now, so he pulling the team together better. You know how I feel about Bruno, Harry Maguire, so I think we really played as a team, whereas PSG more played a more independent game. They played at Neymar, they played at Mbappe, which we expected them to do. So maybe were they really a good side to come up on? I don't know. I'm not too sure, but I think top ups to the manager for that, because what he was able to produce today again at home at PSG, you can't just magic that. You understand? That is not just So top ups to him.
Yeah, man. Callum?
I think I've read before I started to talk. I have to congratulate the manager and the team. Top performance. Get Jackie. Now, touch on Lindelof, what Nick was talking about.
Yeah.
At no point in time we have never said Lindelof can't play. Lindelof, not criticism has always been the physical part of his game is lacking there. At no point in time we could ever talk about any of the attacking players from PSG be considered what we call physical players, as we say, courses for forces. Lindelof, when he was seen playing, I think he's Swedish. He played somewhere in Italy.
Benfica in Portugal. Benfica in Portugal.
Exactly. Benfica, right. My bad. The point being, these are not the leagues that are traditionally considered physical leagues, like the Premiership. If you look at the game Saturday, when we beat Newcastle 4-1, the goal we conceded is when Callum Wilson got our ball, is back to, and he turned it, like he wasn't even there. The physical part of the game affects him. And that has always been my complaint about him. So, they're not being a good player, of course, but physically, and teams in the Premiership have recognized this. They actually go for their post-up players and they go to him in a physical manner. They cost us. Now, he will be good on the continent, not in the Premiership. They are part of his game. I don't know if it's mental. He had to get braver. He had to bulk up. I don't know what we're going to do about him, but he's going to cost us with physical post-up players. But tonight, full respect to Lindelof, he marshaled the defense well and was well. Nicholas and Reem, I tagged you guys on an article.
Well.
Did you all read it by chance?
No, I didn't see it.
Okay, what is on Facebook? I tagged both of you all.
Okay,
Anyhow,
all right.
the analysis was this, and I didn't even notice it, but when I read it and looked at some of the video, I saw it was correct. Our two wing backs, Shaw and Wan-Bissaka, they are very good defensively, except for Shaw. Shaw needs to, he's just not enough. But they lose a lot of their game in the middle term because at the end of the day, they aren't the most technical players in terms of the technical touch and more like the thought process. And then they improve again in the attacking third when they just have to get there and deliver crosses. Now, if you notice Wan-Bissaka, he's very good at when he doesn't have to think. All of us played the game before. You know, that's them plays that you had the ability, but you do I think about it, the timing between yourself and your opponent is just those instinctive play with chop, pick up, shoot, whatever. But when you start to slow it down for him to think, even though say that one-on-one today, you push the defender and just screen him out. So Wan-Bissaka, brilliant player, but in the middle third, he's not the most technical and gifted player. So why today he was so successful? Because in the system we played, he was required to do running in the middle third, not thinking. So because remember when you 3-5-2, we had players that were pushed a little more wider as opposed to what we played the 4-3-2. You understand? So that player push wider, which is so they took up like even Mata. We had a technician, the boy guys Newcastle. So once Wan-Bissaka around that technician, brilliant. And that's why I give all the full credit. He's recognizing all, you know what, boy? Wan-Bissaka, a manager, a coach, they play players to their strengths and protect them from their weaknesses. So Luke Shaw and Wan-Bissaka were protected from their weaknesses in attack. And so it took pressure off of them so they were able to defend better. And if you notice what they did was Scott autonomy. He played a little deeper and a little wider in a slot. So the game was in front of him at all times. So if you're noticing, I'm sure you all heard he played centre back for Scotland. Because apparently, I'm not saying because he's a player I like. You all know I love Scotty. But when he's in the middle, in central midfield and he stick of it, he doesn't think fast enough. He's not too sure. He makes a lot of diagonal back passes where it is free to play. But those passes going forward, he seems to shy away from them. But when he's pushed back, the game is in front of him. You have no choice but to make the passes in front of him. So probably he's our central defender. We don't realize it out of the midfield. His skill set is good there. Lord forgive me for this. Even Fred, because of the changes we made, it's played towards. You see, it's Bishop Fred now. You see, I'm not going for that Bishop now.
Bishop Fred.
If the game, the adjustment, when he had more players around him, he had to do less thinking and he had to play in a zone. He was able to, remember, he was more on the left-hand side of the defense, of the central midfield. So he had to play in a zone. He wasn't central. And when he got the ball, easy distribution to either the overlapping Shaw or Telles, who was the technician in the game. So what all he has done today is he lined them up. Okay, Labourer, skill man. You working with that skill man there, use that well helper, use that fabricator helper. No, it sounds funny. But you understand, he plays our industrious players in terms of their work rate. Wan-Bissaka, Shaw, and next to technicians, even McTominay and Fred are two labourers. No, I'm not criticizing them. I say that, that's what I'm saying. They're full of running. They're willing, they'll tackle, they'll die for the badge. But it is what it is. If you do have talent, I'll do that level. You don't have it. So give up. And even though even when he brought in Pogba replaced Telles. Now, even though Pogba is not a wide player, he's like a technician. So the game, even on the game against Newcastle, when we brought on Pogba, a technician came on. So these guys are protecting Pogba lack of entry or this apparent. Because that's when it comes into our Pogba, you don't work hard enough, right? So technician, labor. You go through tools, I go do the measurements. It's working. So only full respect the last two games, it's apparent that you have found a solution to our problems. Put laborers, let's take technicians and let them do it. Because I told I wasn't even talking about today's game so much. You see against Newcastle, where it matter. Wow, I was like, hey, look, matter return. But then I watched the game good. Now, the man doing matter running for him. And that was the coaches do. That what they do for Messi. That what they do for Cristiano Ronaldo. I say we have those players. but the full technicians are wrong. So,
Even David Silva. Even David Silva, Callum, just continue on your trend. David Silva, they actually put David Silva with a workhorse, and David Silva was the technician. Yeah, because even now as even David Silva back in Spain, he's struggling because there's a lot of technicians and no one to say no laborers. You know, so I kind of on board with him with that one. You know,
the great 98 team. Roy Keane was a woodcutter, you know. He allowed Scholes to do. You remember the joke was Scholes got tackled to save his life?
Yeah.
Right there, Scholes tackled that running joke. When Roy Keane was stopped, remember who they brought in? Nicky Butt, woodcutter. And the fellas who followed the news, remember we had Fletcher, Parkson G, Carrick. These fellas are
Carrick a bit more technical.
That what I want to say. But Carrick's a worker. He has good technique, and Carrick is a special player. He's like a how to put it, boy, a Ford Ranger with automatic transmission and air condition. Carrick can do work, but you have a little luxury in him. But you really have to Nicky Butt, Roy Keane, Park St. Jordan. When Park came, Park come to running. All that black, he come to run. So you need to run as a team. So Ole, I think, has found the right combination. And even though if you note our transition, which I've been complaining from defense to attack, was much faster today. That is why even also in the end of the game, when our playing in a more competitive league in terms of physical part than PSG, not only French league, but whether be real, the Premiership is more physical. So in last, the position was 58-42 on our behalf. But in the last 15-20 minutes, we decided to not dominate the game. Because
we had enough chances. Yeah, we had enough chances. Yeah.
I wasn't counter-attack. It was brilliant. But I realized was the PSG started to do some steam. Yeah, and I remember PSG, the season started later than us and so on and so forth. So they lose some steam. So we started coming to the game. And that's when Rashford started to find space. And once Rashford finds space, you know he has a one mind, pick up, shoot. If Greenwood was out there today, it might have been mass.
That is it.
So, you know?
That is it.
Yeah, my analysis more or less of the game. I wasn't surprised with the lineup. I think as we always say on All in United that Pogba is right now players are luxury, you know, and I think going into France we wasn't going out there for luxury, he was going out there to put on a performance. I know it would have been a physical performance. I know we'd have had to put in the energy, put in the work above everything else. I think today we really won the game by industry. More than quality and technical ability, you know. So the lineup wasn't surprising. I guess Tellez would have definitely been a bright spot, you know, with quality on the cross, so his quality on the ball, with some of his touches, you know. I mean, as Callum would have rightfully said, you know, he had that touch. He's a technician. He could take the game, he could see the game differently from what we have. So I think that was a plus. Wan-Bissaka again. Following from the last game, I think even the goal would have improved his confidence. I think he played it with confidence. Some of the tackles, I guess if he did miss some of them, he could have been sent off. I think his timing, I think that is his first season that we actually scored from Wan-Bissaka, and I think he kind of went back to that.
Brilliant.
He had some excellent challenges. Going up the field again, I was saying, and I continue to say it, Reem, I know it as fight McTominay, but the role that McTominay is playing, you know what I mean? I don't think that anybody else could play that role for us right now. You know what I mean? That's simple. Protect your back four. I don't think Matic
was being safe.
Yeah, I know as technical as Matic is, I don't think he given you that industry and that work that we really need now. It had games that Matic will come in and he would do well, but I think games like these, I think McTominay doing an excellent job. For me, again, Fred stood out. You know what I mean? I didn't miss Pogba at all. You know what I mean? Even when Pogba came in and he strutted stuff high up the field, you know, it was good to see, but I didn't miss him in to say, well, oh gosh, what are you doing, boy? Like, all you show what you doing? You know, even I was calling for Pogba head after the Spurs game. I say, nah, Reeves, Pogba had to get dropped because he just wasn't doing enough for the team. So I think overall, I think Rashford had some chances that, you know what I mean? As Callum said, the moment Rashford started to think, it's problems. And we saw it again today. The moment he had to think, he made the wrong decision. And the times when he didn't have to think, he was brilliant. You know, and we saw that again today. So overall, I think we didn't. I think I can't rate any of the players. You know what I mean? Under 7, to be honest. I would be unfair. You know, I think the hair stood out today. I think the hair made some excellent today. I think the hair is coming back to the hair from
David Mahia with my angel boy.
Yeah, I think the pressure of being spaced back, you know what I mean, and the pressure of Henderson. I think he back and he's focused and he, you know what I mean, really giving his best, you know. So unfortunate for Henderson, you know, Henderson got to watch for a little bit, but I think that has worked for us. I think Romero wasn't enough competition for him, and I think back to his best, you know. And I think today's performance, I think he back to his best with those saves today. You know, go ahead, Alan. Go ahead.
I just have one question in fairness. I am not disputing David behavior and him being the angel. I have no argument with that.
Right.
But have you ever seen Romero play a bad game for Manchester United? Don't do the man that. Yes.
I'm not doing him that. I'm not doing that. But to be fair, he couldn't compete with the hair for the number 1 position. He couldn't do it.
Why not? Honestly, I am a Hair fan. I think it's my favorite. Came out. He is my favorite Manchester United player. No argue. You always hear me talk about I call the man Angel David behavior. But at a point in time, the format dropped off, right? And every time I play Romero, example, I also did the Romero injustice that he made 3 semi-finals, 2 in Europe. I'm talking about the UEFA Cup.
Right.
1 in the UEFA Cup and 2 in the FA and the Cup, whatever. And Romero was in goal all through the competition. And each time we went to the final or the semi-final, they would put the hair back and we lost all the games. And what I'm saying is I'm not disputing who the number 1 is. It is David De Gea. But at no point in time disrespect Romero. The man only says whatever. Not even want that. I look at that disrespect when he was no competition.
Because we know that the Gea was the number 1. And the amount of good games Romero had in the past, and he still couldn't surpass him, or he still wasn't surpassing him, or he still wasn't seen as the number 1.
Because we knocked down in front of you and Romero never let down. Not even once. It never had a game he played. I think he must have lost 2 games to us. You could say, oh gosh, Romero, not today. The man never let down, not even once.
Right. But the fact remains, yes, all right. But the fact remains that the hair for the last few games has looked better than he has done in the past. Or the different parts, right? If it's down to competition, if it's down to the pressure being back as number 1, because we know Kepa right now is not a competition for nobody, right? Not even Peter Cech. I see they put Peter Cech back on the roster, right? Right? So it's with the hair being back as number 1, then you know for some reason he had a raising game.
The people who kept playing competition with his Olegan, Solskjaer, and Frank Lampard and Mourinho and them, because like he wanted to be coach, and from the moment he wanted to start the coach. Like yes, because we were referees, right?
Right.
And I am telling you, if I was in a game, I was again troubling with the assessor, because if I see the coach taking you off, I just want to you come off the field. Because the player in me that take over that official and tell you come off the field, I know after was Perry and them pull we they end up in the cold room. But I was putting off the field, like I can't come off the field, because I'll never forget that moment when he refused to come off the field. And 9-9, that was I love about Manchester United. Imagine Sir Alex Ferguson taking off a goalkeeper. Like we say, well, Mark Budges was there.
Right.
And he said no. And Roy Keane on the field.
Drag over your color. Yeah.
Kick down.
Yeah, guys. So let me get some comments. Right. We have some coming in. Richard saying here, that's why El Matador will be good for us with the aerial trip. I think that is with reference to the crosses from Tellez. That is very, very true, because he just thrives in the air. Simeon had asked where that defense and defenders come from. Boy, everybody, I tell you, everybody was
excellent.
No, we have a jump in Paris. We pay money for Paris. Well, we're not back to Trinidad, but it doesn't Paris.
Yeah, we beat something in Paris.
Then saying, is it random Mbappe?
Yeah, boy.
Yeah. Watch me.
Zembe was I
Tuanzebe
Yeah,
was
nah.
Tuanzebe was. I mean, I didn't know he had that kind of pace earlier. Trust
yeah,
me.
boy.
And quick.
Excellent.
Yeah, well, the boy was different
Oh,
today,
yeah,
but and what I like
yeah.
about him, once or twice he went to run, but most time he
Play any part
matched
on the
Mbappe strike for
Yeah.
strike. And I don't
Yeah.
care who you are to match Mbappe strike for strike. You're brilliant.
Yeah,
And the game
exactly.
had space to play. It wasn't to say we was in a low block all the time. That sometimes
Yeah,
when we touch up,
Excellent.
it was pure pace.
Yeah.
exactly.
Richard saying only thing I hate seeing Van de Beek coming in late. What do you think about that?
Up and now, I don't understand the plan why they buy him. If the bottom a squad player, you can't be paying so much money for a squad player. So I assume he was part of all his plans. Right now, users they can't complain, but I will be confused as a player. Will you bring me in for boy? Does he bring up the bench every time he comes in, he comes and plays well. So
Yeah.
only know we are the trusty manager. Even though against some the other day, we are the trusty manager right now.
I think it's a matter of time. I think it's a matter of time before
But have you noticed?
Go ahead.
Go ahead.
Well,
I just think it's good to note that when he comes on, Pogba plays much better as well. I just want to know that. I have a theory on Pogba, but we'll get into that later.
once again, it's workload. We have some players who are unfortunately they are luxury players right now. Pogba is a luxury. But this is playing a luxury role. So when players come on with industry, like Van der Beek is a quality player, but he's a worker from that Ajax setup. So when he comes and does the work on the defensive side, he leaves space for Pogba to play, and he also give him the comfort to play. So that's what I'm saying. What Ole has to do now is match skilled workers with laborers, but Van der Beek ain't no laborer. You understand? He's an apprentice right now.
Yeah.
Christopher, welcome, man. He's saying always showing that he can make big decisions. Benching Pogba is one of them. Pog needs a kick up the backside.
Hold on, Joe, that one.
Iron Lion, welcome. Thanks for joining. He say Mbappe will probably replace Pogba in the future. He's still Mbappe. I don't understand this comparison, bro. Play it up for me now.
I think he might be saying like a swap, no, like a Pogba for Mbappe kind of swap.
PSG taking that train right now, you know.
He's also saying Van de Beek will probably replace. Oh, I think he meant Van de Beek.
Oh, okay,
right. Okay, yes, good.
Yeah,
I think that was the idea behind buying Van der Beek.
Yeah.
I think two things. I don't think that Van de Beek was part of all these transfer plans. I think sometimes when you have your transfer plans and then a good opportunity show up and it's too good to turn down. Not only that, Van de Sar having a good relationship with Man United, and he would have said, "Hey, you can't miss out on this. Real Madrid drop the interest. Here what's going on. Get this one." And we were always crying for quality of the bench. So I think Nicole, you mentioned it. We gotta wait sometime before we see Van de Beek, but he'll get his time. But I don't think Van de Beek was part of all the plans for him to come and say, "Well, hey, you coming into the team," just like how Bruno walking into the team when we signed him. So, but I agree with everybody. When Beek come on, you just really see a difference. You see quality, and that is why I wanted to see some quality come off the bench. I don't want to see Dan James come off the bench when we, So, Rudy, welcome on.
Exactly.
Thanks for joining. He said, but I think Pogba was introduced in the right time in the match. I agree with that.
Yeah, and I think even with that, with having the two workhorses with Fred and McTominay still on the field, you give Pogba that luxury where he could play that football he want to play without the burden of having to come back too deep or doing defensive work. And I think that he was where he showed that technical ability, that you was talking about.
But I thought as well too when Pogba came on, Pogba was working. He was. Well, let me finish now.
All right.
Right. When Pogba came on, I saw Pogba tracking back. No, Pogba is not Fred. Pogba is not McTominay. So don't get that kind of workhorseman finish. But I saw Pogba trying to do some hard work. And for me, that would have been a good indication that Oli getting into his head that he needs to start to work a little harder. Because I'm telling you, I was very impressed when Pogba came on, not for only what he did in the attacking third, you know. I saw Pogba tracking back. I saw Pogba tracking back, and for me, that was impressive. That gave me the impression that, hey, this man sitting down and he watching the game, and he's seeing what the team need and what he needs to do. Because even though Bruno playing in the number 10 role, Bruno not playing like a luxury playing in number 10. Bruno working hard.
Yeah, exactly.
You understand? So Pogba is sitting and seeing, for me to get into the team, I can't be strolling around the field. I have to work hard.
Yeah, I guess he want to get back in starting position too, because definitely I think he ain't in and step.
No, but I think but for me, in all fairness, Oli have a squad that he can manipulate and change up for different games. Everybody not going to be a PSG where you need 2 center defensive midfielders. You know what I'm saying? I believe it have games where we can play a single pivot and we can play Bruno and Pogba in the 2-8s. So let me know watch one performance I guess right off people now. What again?
Pogba get dropped.
Yeah, they don't watch one performance and just put them on TV there. It works both ways there.
Exactly.
They ain't saying nothing, eh?
Yeah,
remember all how Jose Mourinho mad. Remember, but the first person he came on and criticized was Luke Shaw. And then right afterwards, he came and he took away the captaincy from Pogba because he said Pogba wasn't working high enough. And all of us have been watching Pogba almost going to 3 seasons now. And the same complaint.
Yeah.
I'm talking about, because when he now come back was okay, but after he came glaring, 100 Frenchmen don't lie. Pogba, even though I'm not talking about his body language, because we know that how his language style, but if you look at him playing for France, once again, he has protection. And it's becoming, and even Juventus, when you were looking at the best player in the world at that point in time, when you look back at the old tips of Juventus, he had protection. So at this point in time, we can't even blame him anymore. That's how he plays. He needs the protection. So Ole had to realize, listen, to get the best of that Pogba right now, Pogba is not a box-to-box player. Remember, Ole grew up under the 4-4-2 Manchester United. So that's Ferguson, where everybody was responsible for their zone, and they work their butts off. No, I'm not saying Pogba don't work, but to get the best out of him in his protection, and at this stage, I think Pogba ain't going to change. And I feel that providing protection or using what we're using them right now.
I think
I agree.
I think Pogba will step up to the challenge and he will prove all they're wrong. I agree that at the moment, I think Christopher mentioned it, that he needed a kick up the backside to see that if he do up his game, he will be left out. And from what I saw today when Pogba came in, Pogba was giving me a little more industry. Pogba was giving me more energy. Pogba as well was very, very involved in the goal that the winner. You understand? So I think we forgetting.
Yeah.
We're forgetting Reams. No Reams. We're not forgetting. We have been patient for a while. We have been patient. How much time we have been seeing players running past Pogba and he giving you a effort to get back? All I'm
saying, Red Callum.
This is what we play in Manchester United. Any man that convince that player to work at Manchester United, pack your bag. Any man that convince you that this is the greatest club in the world, and when you come here, you die for the badge. If you see the badge has too much white in it, cut your wrist and be able to go into make back the red.
I know they're doing that.
I do it.
Let me get some comments and then we'll let Nick come in with some of his thoughts, right? Rudy is saying Pogba did bring a drive and creativity from the midfield. Thank you. Richard saying quality of the bench, yes. I think he's talking about Van de Beek here. He said quality of the bench, yes, but not that late. His warm session was longer than this time on the pitch. Iron Lion saying with Van de Beek, Ole can play different formations, including Pogba, Bruno, and Van de Beek with either Fred sitting deep or Matic, a 4-4-2 diamond. I think when Pogba came on and then Van de Beek after, I think we switched to 4-4-2 diamond. Eh?
Yeah, we did.
Yeah, I did well with that. We did well with that formation.
Yeah. Christopher saying, I agree with Rima about Pogba. That's what I mean about the kick up the backside. Only letting Pogba know that he had to step up his game and make the level. And I telling you, Pogba will step up to the challenge. But these guys here don't want to hear that now.
No, no.
Rudy saying a little off topic, guys, but I wore my All in All United shirt to take in the sweat, to take a sweat, and a few fellas was like, "Hey, you know Riemann them, and you know them from all now." Ah, boy, that we talking about. Big up, big up, big up.
Nice one.
Yeah, all in all United. Thanks for promoting it, Rudy.
Yeah, man.
Simeon saying them fellas wasn't sharp as they could be up front, but still won. Marcel winning penalties, but Marcel to score in the right net and stop sulking all it. Simeon, all the fellas trying to rile me, boy. Let me know go through that.
Man, go more
Rudy saying, so the hard work you guys putting in is paying off. Yeah, man, we gonna keep at it. Remove my jersey. We go organize, fellas. Don't worry, we go organize. Simeon said Pogba was home in his backyard.
See, and I point up. Yes, so that you put the extra effort rims because you're so many backyard and you want to prove a point in France, so you give an extra effort. Then you go back in England. Maybe scratching your head.
Watch me. Anyway, Fred was actually disciplined today. Fred was very positive. If not, watch me, that's so much money, the match contenders, and Fred was one of them. Iron Lion said we probably just need to accept that Pogba is hot and cool. On his day, he's the best at what he does. But when his pump is full, yeah, I ain't denying the fact that Pogba had a uppy game. I just say, the more Ali showing that the team not being built around you anymore, the team not heavily dependent on you, I think Pogba will rise to the challenge. Richardson Greenwood have scored in the right goal. And Nico?
Of course.
Oh God.
Anyways, we had to go easy on Greenwood. A young man still learning his trade, and people putting too much pressure on him. He's going to be in and out, but no, he's the future. In fact, he's right now, but we're the groom him the right. Don't over kill Greenwood.
Now, but Callum, we feel we're trying to do he and Nicholas have an agenda against Martial, so they're trying to talk now. You know how Martial score our own goal.
I don't have a problem with that. I don't know. Let me family try bias. And I think about it. Anthony Martial was joint top scorer. A matter of fact, Anthony Martial said 1 goal more than Rashford last year. That's Manchester United. I don't have time with them players. Yeah, women like numbers.
Callum went 2007 to Edo. If we had to beat people, we can't win no games with Martial. Right? We need a striker. Anyway, there we go.
Anyway, I will get Nick some time to bring some contributions.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, Nick, jump in now.
Freeze.
I think he freeze there.
Just now. Are you hearing me?
Yeah, we hear you.
Yeah, we hear you, man.
Yeah. Freezing up a little bit there, boy. I need to show again. Yes, no.
You move like Rashford in front of the goal earlier in the game, and he freeze in front of the goal and.
I was kind of sticking a little bit, but actually glad you all were talking about the fun plan, because I am a big Marcus Rashford fan, but I was actually prepared to come on here and say Marcus Rashford had a really bad game today. Apart from the goal, like before the goal, to me he had a really bad game today. I was like, what is going on? Like for me, all you know, M10, Marcus Rashford, everything, but it's also because of how I feel about the number 10. You understand? Like, Wayne Rooney is the reason why I started supporting Manchester United. He was the number 10 for me. So to wear the number 10, and for me, I don't think I have anybody else in the team that could wear the number 10. Marcus Rashford is the right fit. But he isn't playing as a number 10 these days. I have no idea what's going on. This match here, I was very disappointed. He did a lot of right things in the running, but again, as far as Marshall was like, the thinking is where he kind of lacks, but I've seen him do better in the thinking aspect as well, and that's what for me, what I always want from him. Like I almost felt like he was just running in automatic up to the goal and then expecting something to happen, like expecting the goalkeeper to just jump the wrong way or something like that. But he wasn't getting into the game. He wasn't like, what was he doing? He was just carrying the ball up to the box, you understand? And then when he tried to square it to Martial, I was like, what? Well, you had shoot. For me, that's what number 10 is. And number 10 is the number one attacking threat on the ball. And that is what I want from Marcus Rashford. And then, what gets me more upset is when he does score, look at the goal he scored. Like, look at, really, that's the goal he got to score of all the chances he got. So, my favorite player didn't have a good game today.
Nick, remember this. Marcus Rashford will always be a scorer of great goals, but never a great goal scorer. Now, last season was his most productive, and we hope as time goes on, he becomes a great goal scorer. But right now, he's a scorer of great goals. I love the fella. He is a club man. He's working through and through for us, and we can't knock him. But I don't ever expect a 20 goal plus premiership season from him. Now, I'm not talking about overall, but when you want to become a great goal scorer, you must be able to score 20 plus goals in the league. And that's why we had the Yorks, the Coles, Ruud van Nistelrooy, the Wayne Rooney, Cristiano Ronaldo. We talk about all these players in reference. The first name I called was Tobago Dumpling.
All right.
You know? So until Marcus Rashford and Anthony Martial are able to cross that threshold and go into a 20 plus premiership goal scorer, they'll always be scorers of great goals because they score some great goals, but never a great goal scorer. And that was I was looking at a program before I came on here where Rio Ferdinand was commenting when Wayne Rooney really went from a score of great goals to a great goal scorer is when he scored these scrappy goals, it's them predator goals, the
I saw that.
The 2-meter header and stuff like that.
Yeah.
That is when they come a great goal scorer.
Exactly.
Right now. And because of, and also in fairness to him, because of how we play a lot on the counter. The great Manchester United team would be pressing teams and had them right back up against the squeeze in. So that way they come a poacher. We'll be playing too far from the goal. Because we score in fairness to us, we score a lot of shots, penalty shots, and we score for set play every now and then. Talking about coming from wide, but in terms of tapping and them kind of thing, we have one or two, but not really much to talk about,
I think that Rooney type player, we losing that kind of player now, boy. You know, them kind of real blood, sweat, and tears kind of players.
We don't have much of those. We don't.
Yeah. I don't know if you have. We have those kind of players out here still now. You know.
Bruno Fernandes is only my team has seen, so we're willing to die for the badge right now.
Yeah.
And that's why I must admit, the quality was a little questionable at points in time. But I love her. Who went to PSG there, and then after that play for we. He died on the field.
Agree.
Even Sideshow Bob, Fellini. He is in my. You know what? Not a great technician, but one thing. You see, whoever he gave in a 90 minutes, and it's really hard to be angry for that. Sometimes the quality, or he could only have the ball, he could have to kick the ball, but boy, when the boy don't play, he could say, all right, pal, that's a great game. And these kind of players, we are lacking. And you always go back to, when I fell in love with Manchester United, the 98, when New York went, that whole team, down to even the touch players, warriors, that, they were players like this. They could cry them at ballroom dancing, but they could also cry them to a bar fight. And they win the both competition. And that's the kind of players I like. Fighters who could play football. Like, one of my all-time top 5 favorite players, Zinedine Zidane, could twinkle toes with a game Bex. He boots you down. Like kind of players I'm looking for.
Yeah.
You know?
Let me just get a comment in here. Really saying Pogba could be as good or even better than Thiago.
Totally agree.
Pogba could be one of the best deep line playmakers, trust me. But
you're freezing up there, boy.
Are you freezing?
I know you're going good.
Okay.
Callum freeze up.
I'm back.
All right. His pass range, his range of passing is second to none. No doubt. Christopher saying, why are
Is it just me or we all freezing up there?
Agreed.
I think it's just you. Christopher is saying, why are they not recognizing Martial? Hey, all right, let me get this one sometime. Let me get this comment sometime earlier. Why are they not recognizing Martial's hold of play? Even with the winning goal, look at how Martial occupied 2 defenders, which opens space for Rashford. Hold on, never finish.
Martial was on the field when that goal scored?
Yeah, yes. I'm telling you,
Alright.
even with the winning goal, look at how Martial occupied 2 defenders. That's not going to get fire Martial back on inside.
Agreed.
Was me or the system job?
It was you. Callum, I will be here for this comment.
Why are you not recognizing Martial hold up play? Even when the winning goal, look at how Martial occupied the defenders, which opened the space for Russia to run into. His contribution to the match is more than just goals. That's what being normalized all about. Christopher Andrew Sylvester, you win the prize tonight from All in All United. You want to get a free jersey. I don't have them, but somehow we will organize it, right? Well done.
But yeah, the criticism I have for Martial, more or less, yes, he has improved a lot in his whole up play, but for some reason I find he goes to ground too easily. And even today, it had times where he went to ground easily, and then the referee would have identified that, wait now, like this man trained on himself. And what will happen now, even when he really gets fouled, the referee wouldn't call the foul. Because you train yourself down.
In fairness to Martial, Anthony Martial gets the most penalties for Manchester United, right? We could agree on that, right?
Right. Yeah, we could agree on that.
Manchester United has gotten the most penalties in the Premiership and in the Champions League throughout Europe for the whole year. So you know what? Allow the boy. Because if we score 10 goals, 4 is penalty, so allow the boy.
Foul, boy. Yeah, foul.
No, and I think even when I was talking to Nico, me and Nico was talking about that earlier today when we was watching the game. And sometimes I was telling him sometimes they had to risk it because you don't know if the referee will get it. You know, sometimes you go win some, you go lose some. Because I know the referee trying to crack down on the diving and thing. You know? But I mean, if you know you're feeling it's all about the intelligence in the game as well. And Marcel, we know he's an intelligent player. So you gotta know sometimes how to play the game. Right? Because even that penalty we won today.
But
that was some intelligence in your feet. He knows
because that touch was that because that pass coming with some pace, eh?
Exactly, but he played fit
and how he took it and how he went down, he played fit.
Right, so that the intelligence in sometimes in the box.
Yeah. Sorry. I was watching the game on TV one time and I see the goal again. Well done, Rashi. Get in there, Rashi. Yeah, sorry guys.
But that's my point, you know. So let him use it. When he get through, he get through. If he ain't get through, he ain't get through, you know. Because I know referees gonna be cracking down on it too.
Yeah.
But also, unlike men like Mbappe or even a Neymar, when you look at the fouls, when you look at the penalties, they are legit fouls. They are legit fouls on the ball, and I'm always like, it's a foul though. That is always my like. It doesn't matter Manchester, whatever. It's a foul in the box. That's how you get a penalty. Penalty scores goals win matches. You can't I'm not seeing anything we're doing wrong here at all. It's a legitimate foul. We won the penalty, fair and square. No ifs, buts, and it's almost like an art to it. If you look at him, you look at Bruno, you look at Pogba, you look at how they play themselves into the box. Especially Pogba, I always think he's brilliant at it. I always look for him to do that more than score. If you look at how he plays, he's looking at you. What are you gonna do? I want you to foul me. You understand? He plays you into the foul. And it's beautiful. It's like an art. So
yeah, art. And besides, I keep telling you,
fall.
No, listen. Let me get it straight what it is, right? Last night when me and you was talking on the phone in the family reunion, you know, you was telling me that he knows that these players have a grudge against him as he really French. Because when we was in France last week in Paris in the mall, we was getting all tough on Paris and Germain, we will kick you down. Peter me, I had them. So it was all part of our plan, we sat around the family table and just discussed it. And what I feel good about you is to execute. So forward, you know what I mean? Viva la France.
Question, fellas. All you feel Bruno losing that penalty juju because we get away with one today. You know, thankfully Navas step off the line, but there's the second time in consecutive penalties that Bruno.
Both times actually.
the second time against Newcastle, and then today he missed, you know, and you can't have your players falling and taking fouls for you to be missing penalties. You know, honestly,
I say
he
no.
loses
Let
it.
them kick it. Let them kick. You know why? Because one Newcastle, that was just done right a brilliant save. I can't. Sometimes yeah, that's really goalkeeper. That was amazing outstanding save. And even before he missed it, I tell myself
It was
Navas would
though.
have saved because Navas is an
Yeah.
outstanding penalty goalkeeper. I mean, probably one of the top 5 I've seen in my life.
Shot stopper.
I think top 3. That's how good he is.
Yeah. So you know, sometimes
But he's excellent, but he's excellent.
So put it in perspective, listen, the boy is scoring it, and he did it, and then even for Navas cheated. I know that was to put. He was off the line before it was. So you know what? The can't put that down as for Bruno as a miss. Navas cheated, and notice he's not missing it. Missing is one thing. The goalkeeper's saving, and so there's a really good.
It's been saved.
It's like good save.
Exactly, it's a big difference.
And what I like about him, when you have the retake, at no point in time there was ever any hesitation. He took command. The real question we should ask is he going to lose the captain? And if next game against Chelsea, Maguire is fit, does he come right back into the team? No, I know the answer is yes. But boy, I'll try to enough again and see what they're doing. But then again, we know what's going to happen against Chelsea's attack because Chelsea, really got them coming and rock into the affair. So even though Maguire, and listen, in defense of Maguire, I have to defend him. And we speak about this new program before, and I said this. Maguire has been playing football non-stop. I talk about 90 minutes every game since last year. You know? Only time he get a break was for the COVID. After the COVID, listen, Iron Lion, right? Looking for Bacchanal. I don't have that. Moving on. Since after the COVID break, Maguire has played every single game for Manchester United and England. The only time he got a break is when he missed one League Cup or something like that game, and then he missed a game for England. Outside, he has been playing non-stop. So even the injury, because remember we spoke about just go to breakdown. We spoke about right here, and there is such a thing as burnout. He has played too much football, so maybe the little injuries, a little rest to get mentally to reboot. Let's go again and come back.
Yeah.
Already, he's not playing well. I can't say no, but we can't kill him either.
All right.
I think we would miss him though. Honestly, if he even don't play against Chelsea, maybe if Ali say, well, here we're going on a cheap excellent last game, I think we're going back with this.
We wouldn't miss him.
We wouldn't miss it. Never. I don't think any. If he's fit, he plays.
Yeah, but let's say if he hasn't fully recovered, recovered, you know, and it have a possibility that here, maybe by next game, because after I think next week is Leipzig, right, at home. So let me say if he hasn't fully recovered, I don't think we will miss him for the Chelsea game, and I think from the performance we saw today, I think we will be going into the Chelsea game strong at the back.
No,
but I would like to go ahead, sorry.
Yeah, before we move on, because I want to still stick around the whole Bruno penalty thing, and Simeon raised a very good question here. He say, if I suppose you only have one player to study that's taking penalties, it will be easier for the keeper to study him now.
No, that's wrong. Because anyway, Cristiano Ronaldo, he kicks all the penalty. Messi kicks all the penalty. One player to study. At that point in time, with let's see, teams with Frank Lampard kicked all for Chelsea. What Punagura's on the field?
Yeah.
So Milner, you're sure he kicks all? So it's not a matter of one player to study. I'm telling you, it's just that Bruno he missed that penalty, and I'm still saying he didn't miss a brilliant save from Manchester United. I mean, I'm from Newcastle's goalkeeper. Look at Steve passing me a dream. A good save, Newcastle goalkeeper. You know, and also today, once again, I'm going to stress, Navas cheated. He stepped before the ball was kicked. So that's not how Bruno missed. I see right after what Bruno do him. To now next answer square. So I disagree with that.
All right. Our next comment from Christopher. He said the thing about Martial is that he's able to receive the ball in such dangerous areas because of his close control and skill. So the defender either has to foul him or he scores. Not many players have that kind of ability.
I agree.
Yeah,
just something we have in the family.
Christopher, like, I want to appreciate you, right?
Real Marshall.
Fringes, man.
with Cavani coming into the team now, you know what I mean? You got to see how that will work. Is that we go with
No, if we could get Cavani of the that Uruguayan team of the last World Cup 2018, we get three-quarters of that Cavani. Problems, because he just do as a striker, he does everything. Run, shoot, head, everything. Let's put the ball and he'll do the rest.
Yeah, left and right, They leave it left and right. And
But I was also wondering if the Cavani sign was also tactical in the sense of Cavani can teach our strikers now how to be that grueling box fight in the box for the messy sloppy goals kind of.
You can't train that guy. That is
as
natural,
opposed
boy.
That he.
Yeah, that is natural, boy.
I think Cavani was seriously more of an opportunity that showed itself, and a player wanted to move away from. Because remember, he been having another issue with PSG for a while. We needed to bring in a big player, and everybody say, you know what, this might be a good fit. It was a good deal because we didn't pay for him a free transfer. We just paid his wages, and even though he pulled up a 2-year deal, which was good on his agents we have, but Cavani was more a good marriage, a good arrangement. It's not marriage.
Let me hope so. Yeah, we are arrangement more than anything else.
Come like a woman, I want to go and man see her, come and see by me, girl. You go see what when I come. Very hope it's a nice when I come.
Might as well. Yeah.
But let's be real. None of us was thinking Cavani. None of us thought before we heard about it. Hey, why we go for Cavani, boy? No one thought so. And we have a good idea after that about the whole thing. So I think it was just a good opportunity. I'm excited. It might work out. But then again, take care only get some advice from Sir Alex there, because when Owen came by us, no one was thinking about Owen. When this guy Enrique
Zlatan?
Sorry?
Zlatan Ibrahimovic?
No, Zlatan. From Arsenal. Why can't I remember his name?
Van Persie. Okay.
Those signings, they came out of the blue. We were, hey, where they get that from? So I actually see a touch of Ferguson in that Cavani sign. Ferguson shoot that
Let me hope it work out. Let me hope that.
Yeah. But I must admit, we have a history of taking strikers at the end of their career and doing good. The only person who paid was Falcao.
But Falcao wasn't at the end of his career. Falcao wasn't at the end of his career. Falcao was in the prime. It's just the injury.
But his career don't do. His career doesn't
It was trash.
He ended up recovering at Monaco, but when he was at us, he looked like he career done.
But Monaco got relegated, forget that.
No, Monaco got relegated.
That season when he went.
No.
They was actually challenging for the title. I think they went.
Falcao.
They didn't win, but they were challenging when Falcao was there.
I think they make the semi-final of the Champions League also that season. Yeah.
I on Lion saying Cavani was brought to overshadow the failure of not signing Sancho because he was available since January. But his quality still. I'm talking about transfers, yes?
In hindsight, I'm glad we get Sancho. Up to this day, Sancho is a good player. I can't understand why the hype on Sancho. He's a good player, quality stuff, but okay.
I think we needed more. I think we needed more than just Sancho. Sancho would have been but we needed more.
For the conversation, right? Yeah. When we bring Sancho, who Sancho going to replace in our starting lineup? Can we get quiet?
Greenwood is not starting, Alan.
He's where he was today.
Yeah, but that's because disciplinary reasons.
I have a question with you.
One niggle. And I
want
Greenwood is a squad player who gets some playing time. He's not a confirmed. I don't put it this way. When you are calling the team, when you see Greenwood not in the squad, are you like, hey, what happened there, boy? He make his squad today.
Yes.
Listen, the players who we know is the team should sign with is
today, I thought he was going to play.
Wan-Bissaka, Lord help me, Maguire. We just wonder who next centre back will be. Sure. In the midfield is Bruno although he's the only short starter, the next guys are just fully whoever come. There's one then. On top, Rashford and Marcel. 7 men that make up our show. The next 4 spots up for grabs. Greenwood are going to run any team. You understand? But
I think what we saw of Greenwood is what Ollie wants. Is what he wants for his team. He always talk about playing with pace, playing with width.
No, he's great stuff. He's great stuff. But he's not an attacker.
But what the point I'm making is that Greenwood was a projector of what Sancho was coming in to do, right?
Okay.
In terms of fitting the pieces into what he wanted. He always wanted a front three with that kind of creativity, pace, and guile. And Greenwood came in and Greenwood took the opportunity that was given to him. But Ollie always saw that position as being Sancho's own to complete his front three.
The man I would have gone for with a blank check is that African defender from
Koulibaly. Yeah.
No. The young one from
Upamecano.
I was offering them shares in United for that guy because we really need a quality centre back who has a physical part of his game.
Callum, I see Nick shaking his head. What going on, Nick? You're not convinced on Upamecano?
No, well, I like Upamecano, but you see, my problem with the defense and who we should sign and who we should have signed is the fact that what we signed Harry Maguire for, he was the wrong person for the role. So we're looking at the roles very weirdly, in my opinion, right? The first instance is we already had a Lindelof. We didn't buy Lindelof and Maguire, but we had Lindelof, we bought Maguire. And he was the wrong match for Lindelof. You understand? Lindelof is not a boot. He needed a boot. Maguire is a boot, but he keep getting spun and he not fast and he don't have a brain. And Harry Maguire is Harry Maguire. Harry Maguire need a lot of protection. Harry Maguire need like 10 other men around him for him to actually do his job. Upamecano is more of a Lindelof style player with a bit of strength, but with the injury record or the injury. What seems to be the injury record of Eric Bailly. So it's like, do we really want Eric Bailly and Upamecano and Lindelof and Maguire? You understand? Like the setup, I think we need a surefire. This is the man. This is a world-class defender to take take full control of our defense and batten it down. And we have no question who our main defender, our lead defender is. In the same sense, we had this. I want us to have the same comfort that we had with Ferdinand and Vidic. So
yeah, but
I study in established men like that. But for me, that's the thing. There isn't much quality to choose from. So while Upamecano is a good shout, I just don't feel he is good enough for me. Yes, and so like who I can't answer off the top. I could probably come back and tell you maybe, but I can't answer off the top. But I don't think. I just don't think Upamecano is the answer. What we could do is create and my question actually is, do you think that we should change the formation? Because we keep forcing, and I commented this the other day, we keep forcing the issue of playing with wingers. We don't have wingers. Marcus Rashford wasn't a winger. Anthony Martial wasn't a winger. They could play wing positions, and they don't actually play wing positions. They play inside forward positions. They cut in and attack inside with the ball. They run at goal. Why don't we play them up front like the strikers they want to be? Why don't we just give them that? And I think if we give them that comfort and we give them that leisure, both Anthony Martial and Marcus Rashford would eventually become the kind of little kind of duo. Because the thing is, we see the sparks, we see the connections, we see the link up, we see what it could be, but we never actually get the finished product. And I think
but Rashford
that is, I think we need to maybe look at changing the formation. I don't
go on to any wing for England. Go on to any wing for Manchester. Go ahead. Yeah, go ahead.
Go ahead.
Young wing out there. We sign a new winger there. Go ahead.
Just now, let me just get one comment
Well, I was
in
just
here.
saying. I was just saying. I didn't. We should
Richard, you'll soon be back on your job with Manchester United when they go in this season. You will be going up and down. By the time we play Chelsea, most likely you might not go back to your work. So, boys, stay on your work, yes?
All right. So, guys, I know we're getting in the thick of the discussions, but we gotta wrap it up.
True,
We over an hour. You know, but it was nice, guys. It was really, really nice having the discussion. You know, it was a real good win today. We want to hope that we don't go on to agonizing come Saturday after Chelsea game. We want to continue to improve the performances and get the results. You know, I think Oli continues to show that we need to give him have a little more faith in him in terms of his team selections. So
Marshall?
Yeah.
So even if
I have already posted on Facebook my personal approach to the gaffer that I lost some faith, and that's why I said for myself about the prodigal son. I was really emotional the other day and I already knocked him. But probably that way he needed a little kick up the backside as always for Pogba, or they get the kick up because I well kick him. I see we get results last 2 games, so probably should be thanking me for bringing back the team. Because all the mind working, man.
Yes. So guys, we want to give everybody the opportunity to just have some closing remarks. So I'll start with Nico.
Yeah, I think today the victory today was an important one. I think we shouldn't just take it for granted and say, well, you know, I mean, since PSG away from home, I'm going to automatically qualify us for the next round. I think Oli would have said it that, you know, I mean, we want to get to 10 points. You know, I think that we see the next game is home at Leipzig. You know, I mean, I think we should really hope for the victory against Leipzig. And I think when we see a victory against Leipzig, 2 wins against Istanbul, Başakşehir, I think would qualify us out of the group. I think now we should really be looking forward to it. So we don't get all hyped up and all carried away. Yes, we enjoy the moment of the victory today, but I think the important thing is to go forward and win the other games and qualify from the group and get into the second round.
Yeah, Nick.
I think first of all, excellent. And I was saying earlier to the guys, Ole is either going to be one of the luckiest managers in the league or one of the most brilliant managers in the league. One of the two, we don't know. We're going to eventually see which one of the two. But one of the two. I think we should definitely look into changing formation to suit the players we have, as opposed to forcing the issue of wing play when we don't actually have wingers. But I think with this 2-win streak we have here now, we could probably go into the Chelsea match with a lot of confidence, and I think that's going to be very big for the team. That confidence, especially with De Gea, Rashford, Bruno, all these people, I feel like they definitely had a confidence boost today. So I think Chelsea should be a really, 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 really tasty one. Hopefully we get it right again tactically, but I'm looking forward to Saturday.
Nice. Fire Marshall.
In closing, seriously, I think the key to the team now, I'm already looking at it, is Oli, and here why. Tactically, he seems to be getting it right because we beat the big teams. You see when he makes the changes, and when we get it right, he gets it right. We notice against what we consider quote unquote the weaker teams like the Crystal Palaces and the draw we had the other day. Is when we play the quote unquote weaker teams, we seem to struggle. Or if we have our off moment, somebody bigger team trash us. So we realize in our players that we have the issue is in quality is consistently, even as we're talking consistently about Pogba. So now we have to ask ourselves this question: is Oli, what's his rating, I should say, with man management skills? And this is where he may be found wanting, because it is easy to motivate your team to play Barcelona, to play PSG in France and Champions League night. I don't know how the motivation. Go out there and get done, guys. But that day in, day out slug and struggle, what the great Manchester United teams could have do. You put out Roy Keane to play a World Cup final, they put Roy Keane for a certain junction, it's the same bacchanal and the same war, and he holds all the players are comfortable. So all I'm saying is, Gaffer, Oli, we support you. You'll get cost every now and then. But you really look at your management skills to carry Manchester United to the next level, because we had the players, you know, well, except for Fred. But we had the players. You know,
no, not Fred, man. Not Fred. No. Not the
you
pasta.
are time.
Not the pasta.
We probably show.
Let me give Again, Christopher, the last comment here, he said, what gives me confidence is that the team played well and won different matches against Newcastle and PSG with different players and formation, which shows a squad coming together. I giving Oli full credit. Yeah,
Yeah, I agree, man.
I think, you know, just piggybacking on what Christopher said here. Sometimes when you see, you know, the manager try something and it works, the players, you know, begin to get confidence in the manager. You know, so they would listen to what he has to say, and you know, they will go out and you want players playing for the manager. You know, we heard before after the Spurs loss, and I mean, you don't know how much it is rumors and how much is truth, but somewhere in the middle, it you know, you got a mix. I think these kind of results will kind of give the players a little more confidence in the manager, you know, going forward, because we see Oli have an idea what he wants to do. It's just really to get the players to execute it. So I think this was a good result, something to build on, but not to get carried away with. You know, it's a long season.
Very Manchester United.
Yeah. So guys, thanks again for joining the review. We'll be here again on Saturday for the Chelsea game. And let's hope that will be in the same mood, you know, where we have Richard wanting to leave his job, you know. So,
Don't do it, eh?
but don't do it. It's you know. But I mean, you know, Foster wants to think like that. How to be a good thing, you know. So guys, have a good night and see you all on Saturday. Remember to go across on YouTube, like, comment, share as well. Have a good night, everyone.
You know,
Yeah, man.